Speaker is Lamaji. Lamaji is a descendant of enslaved Africans in American Northeast. He was born in New York City during the Jim Crow era and grew up during the civil rights movement of the 1960s and 70s. In 1994, he became a Buddhist and dedicated his life to showing how Buddhism connects to the African American experience. He is a leading voice in the field and has written 6 books, including Black Buddha, which is considered an important work in American Buddhism. His contributions to the Oakland's Black community earned him the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Service Award. Lamaji has also spoken internationally, including as a keynote speaker at a conference, Buddhism Beyond Race and Caste, where he helped build connections between the Ambedkarites and African American Buddhists. In 2018, he received the Torchbearer Award, an honor shared by the global leaders like Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu. Please join me in welcoming Lamaji. I would request Tanmay Bhaiya to felicitate Lamaji on stage.
Speak about time and space. There's something happening in the world with regards to Indian Buddhism. The archaeology has caught up. The anthropology has caught up. The literary science has caught up. The movement globally is ready. Buddhism, originating in India, is about to emerge onto the global scene. This is the biggest step forward in Buddhism in the history of Buddhism's migration, because no other people, no other community, no other nation can speak about the indigenous experience, the caves. They don't exist anyplace else. When I was last in India, my friends from the Dalit community took me to Ajanta and Ellora, but specifically Ajanta, and they said, Baba Sahib stood here, and then he walked here, and he walked through there, and then he looked right there at that. And he came time and time and time again, and stood there, walked there, and looked at that. The inspiration, you understand that Buddhism for several centuries was not written down. It was not intended to be written down. It was intended to be shared from heart to heart, from man to man, from man to woman, from woman to woman, as a personal moral guide on how to live and build an awakened society. That's what's in the caves. If you walk in the caves, there's no names there. There's no words there. There are only pictures of people representing what the awakened society and awakened community looks like. The rest is some story about codification, setting up universities, inviting people from all over the world, writing things down, sharing it, sending it across the world, but the original experience of Buddhism was heart to heart, person to person. And that is what is missing from Buddhism in the world today. And it's coming. So to the extent that that movement of Buddhism coming into the modern world, sending a message, you have to understand this is a very serious message. When I was last outside of Aurangabad in the rural areas, I had a high-level teacher from another country with me. And I asked him to please, when we moved, because I led the line of 40 months, I said, would you please make sure that you don't get in front of me, stay behind me. Stay back here. He got upset. Who are you to tell me to stay behind you. I said, it's not, when I say me, I don't mean me. I mean the 200 million people that I represent. Get behind me because I'm representing them. And it caused some problems. Because there is an energy that is trying to stop Indian Buddhism from coming into the global scene. Because it's the source. Baba Sayyid knew it. It inspired him. His moral teachings came from that place. And so, as we move forward, I'm just sharing with everyone, when you hear this sound of Indian Buddhism, it means you. It means your history. It means your ancestry. It means your legacy. I go to the caves and people who live there all their lives go, who did these caves? I'm saying, what do you think did the caves? You've been here for generations. How many thousands of years has your family been here? Think about it. I'm not saying it was your family, but I'm just saying, who else is here? So the disconnect and casteism can break your idea, your identity, so that the obvious does not seem possible to you. I know, because I come from an enslaved community. And I know how hard I've had to work just to be able to stand up in certain places and hold my head up and just be a human being. So nobody's telling me to stop yet, so I want to leave you with a very important idea for generations. Baba Sayyid talked about the mind. He said you must focus on the mind. You must understand the mind. He wasn't talking about singing and dancing and this and that. He said your mind. So let me explain to you from the Nalanda teachings, which go all the way back to the caves, what the mind is. We have this thing called ideational consciousness. That is the consciousness you experience. That is the experience of your ideas. And you have as many ideas in a lifetime as there are stars in the sky. Okay? But the stars are not the sky. The stars are manifested from the sky. And they come into existence and they go out of existence. Just like clouds. Clouds come into existence and they go out of existence. But the sky itself is always there. And the mind, the human mind, is like the sky. Your ideas, as many as you may have, as attractive and mesmerizing as they may be to you, are not your mind. Your mind is where they come from and where they go back to. Why is this important? Because there are entities seeking to control your mind. And they can make up ideas that look almost like yours and blend them in to a point that you cannot distinguish between the two. And the next thing you know, you're thinking about something that is manufactured and been added to what you thought your thoughts were. At that point, you're lost. What's important is to always remember that your mind does not move, it creates. And when you are holding your own identity in your mind, your mind does not come into existence and go out of existence. If it changes, it's not your mind. If it changes, it's not your mind. And your mind is connected to your sanity, and your sanity is connected to your true identity as a human being. And that's the position to hold. And for those of you who have understood what I just said, please discuss this among you. Because that's the idea of mind Baba Sayyid was talking about cultivating. A relationship with your own mind. Falling in love with your own mind. Moving based on a moral principle that is indigenous to your own mind. Most of us for example, know when we're doing the right thing. And we know when we're doing the wrong thing. We do not need to be told, because our mind is rooted in the depths of our understanding, our relationship to others. So this mind is what the caves are all about. When these images in the caves are expressions, are awakening, they are in contact with the mind. The stability of the human mind does not fluctuate. Ideas and the trickery of your ideas can cause you to think that you're nobody. You understand what I'm saying? As a descendant of slavery, know your mind. Thank you.